If you like to pond fish, there's really no need to look like a pack mule trudging down the bank. When I first started pond fishing, I would take way too much stuff and really confuse myself, and I wouldn't be able to move as efficiently as I really needed to move. So what I did I didn't set out with the intentions for this, but what I did was I created a bank fishing kit, and pretty much it stays in my truck year round. I call it my emergency bank fishing kit. This stuff kind of stays in my truck all year long, and that way if I got 30 minutes to make a couple casts, I can do it and I don't have to mess with loading stuff into my truck. And there's absolutely nothing fancy here. Man, this is redneck bank fishing 101. I take me a small sandwich bag, and I've got 3/16 ounce tungsten weights in there. I've got my sinker stops. I've got 5/16 ounce tungstens in here, and I got some offset wide gap EWG hooks. And you don't need a bunch of rods either. Just keep it simple. I like to keep 3 in the front seat of my truck. I use my rod gloves instead of them spreading out like that in the front seat of my truck, where my fiance can't even have a place to sit. This allows me to ball them up like that, and so passenger still has plenty of leg room. So I like to use 3 primary rods. I use a 7-foot medium action spinning rod, and that's for wacky rigs primarily, but a floating worm, a weightless soft jerk bait, something like that. I keep 8-pound fluorocarbon on there, or 10-pound braid with an 8-pound fluorocarbon leader. And my next one, you got to have a big stick too. I like to have a 7-foot heavy if I can, with braid on it. Something I can throw my frogs with, my toads with, maybe even buzz baits, stuff like that. So something I can, if I run across some shoreline grass or something and see some bass hanging on the edge, I can plunk something in there and maybe get that fish to bite. And the third is probably the most versatile rod in this collection. It's just a 7-foot medium heavy casting rod. You can do just about anything with this rod. You can even cast weightless baits on it if you want to. Square bills, spinner baits, chatter baits, Texas rigs, smaller jigs up to 3/8 ounce. It really covers everything. And this is probably the one I keep in my hand the most. But again, that's as simple as these rods have to be. And the baits are incredibly simple too. I can keep them all right here in my back pocket. I don't have to lug around a tackle bag or anything like that. I want something that I can flip and pitch. I want something that I can swim, and I want something I can twitch. And that's really all you need. So with all this stuff, it's not a bunch of money, something you can keep in your truck at all times. You don't have to make an event of going to the pond. Whatever you need to do, just keep it simple and you'll still catch plenty of bass.